This is Focus with Jack Caudill.
And good evening, I'm Jack Caudill. Welcome to this month's edition of Focus. This month we're talking about tourism here in the Black Hills and across South Dakota. Three experts in the field with us to talk about that tonight. Ivan Sorbel is the Executive Director of the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce, also the new president of the Governor's Tourism Advisory Board here in South Dakota. Michelle Thompson, she is the President and CEO of the Black Hills and Badlands Tourism Association. And Julie Jones-Witcher, Vice President of Sales and Public Relations for Visit Rapid City. Again, tourism is huge business here in South Dakota, the second biggest industry in the state. And the latest study shows visitor spending in the state rose to $3.9 billion last year in 2017, generating $6.2 billion in total business sales and also generating $291 million in state and local taxes last year. And also that same study says tourism spending supports 8.9% of all jobs here in the state of South Dakota. Ivan, we're going to talk to you as the president of the Governor's Tourism Advisory Board. How healthy is the tourism industry in the state as we stand right now?
Well, we feel it's very healthy. We've seen increases every year for many years now, and we feel that the impact that it has on the state is outstanding, and we like to see it grow even more.
Now, Michelle, you guys deal with the region out this way. As you look at it, how's the tourism business sitting these days?
It's really great. We've been so fortunate, like Ivan said, to have increases over the past several years, and the outlook for 2018 is great as well. So we're really pleased with how tourism is going in the Black Hills. We've got great products. We're expanding to more year-round visitation, and it's just really going very well for the industry.
Now, Julie, your group deals with it more on a local level right here in Rapid City. As you look at Rapid City and tourism industry, is it healthy? Is it doing well these days?
It is. It is staying very stable, and year-over-year growth is something we can be very proud of. And Rapid City has seen a lot of growth in the last 5 to 7 years with the addition of Main Street Square, and of course our additional lodging properties we've built. So it's a great. We're looking forward to a great season.
Now, we had big growth last year, even bigger growth the 2 years before with some bigger yearly events coming through. What does it take to build that back up to that level you had a couple of years ago? Is that worrisome, or is that to be expected when you have bigger events not every year?
Correct. And so, we saw the centennial of the National Park Service. We also saw the 75th anniversary of Mount Rushmore, and of course the big Sturgis Motorcycle Rally 75th as well. So those events were certainly hard to top. 2017 came in just above 2016 for Rapid City, so that's something to be very proud of. And we are looking forward to another great season this year, and we have a big anniversary at Crazy Horse Memorial this summer, so looking forward to that.
How do you look at it, Michelle, as far as that growth? It's slowing a little bit, still good growth last year, but not quite what it was the year before. How do you build back up to that point, or can you build back up to that point?
Well, we always try to be very strategic with our marketing and increase the number of visitors that we get every year, increase the visitor spending in the state. We have been trending up for quite a few years. Most industries you can expect declines once in a while, and we really haven't had that. Our growth may be slower in some years, but it's still been steadily increasing, so we've been very pleased with that.
How do you look at the growth we've had? Is it going as needed? Is it going as you guys project it to go?
It's difficult to top anniversary year for Sturgis. Of course, we're going to see a huge swell in visitation during those types of years. But, already this year through March 15th, we're seeing increases in visitation, visitor guide requests, and website hits and things of that nature that we gauge for the 2018 outlook. So we feel we're going to have a strong year again this year. And of course, it's not going to be to that level, but growth is growth.
Michelle, do you see, as far as looking for this summer, are you guys seeing the same when you look at inquiries and web traffic and all of those kind of things? Are you seeing a good optimistic signs for what you see coming this summer?
We are. We watch those numbers very closely because that's a really good indicator on our side to be able to see how tourism might be doing for the summer. And our web searches on our website are through the roof. The holiday time frame tends to be a really great time for people to start planning their summer vacation. And in January, we were up dramatically over the year before. So that tells us that people are really looking for the Black Hills and Badlands as a vacation destination.
Julie, at the Rapid City level, what are you guys seeing as far as inquiries and a preview of what may be to come for this summer season?
Well, visitor inquiries are definitely up about 7% through February over last year, so that's a very positive sign. We're seeing a lot more engagement on our social media channels, and with our target markets that we're currently pursuing, that's to be expected. And so while the website visitation is still pretty stable and still relevant, the social media channels are really where the marketing focus has turned.
How has that evolved over the way you guys used to market the area 10 years ago to now? How has that changed? How has that evolved over even that short period of time?
Well, you're no longer just placing print advertisement. So digital advertising is certainly here to stay, and you can measure it and analyze it. And actually, Michelle referenced, strategy, and strategy is huge with digital marketing. You can go into those campaigns while they're running and tweak them and better target the audiences you're trying to reach based on their performance.
Michelle, how have you seen things change? Are there advantages to marketing this way through the social media as opposed to completely the old way that you used to do?
We haven't completely lost the old way of doing things. I think what we've learned is that the visitor is not just using print publications or television or radio, but now they're adding the internet and the social media that they see and adding the whole digital component to it. So it's just really expanded what we're able to do to market the Black Hills and Badlands area, to have a really well-rounded marketing campaign, which includes some print, some radio, some television, but also stresses a lot with the digital and the social, like Julie was saying, because you really can track those things and you can tweak them on the fly if something isn't working.
How big an advantage is that if something happens today, you can go out there and hit it with your marketing today?
It is pretty incredible. It's definitely different than the years of just print or actually having to put film in a can and doing television. You can change things very easily or get a message out very quickly if you need to.
Ivan, as you see that changing, you're also with the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce. Are you guys marketing in that same direction as well these days?
Yes, absolutely. In the age of technology, if you're not on social media, you're behind. Just like Michelle said, though, there's people that do not use social media, and the print marketing still works very effectively towards those types of people. But just echoing what the ladies said, it changes so fast, and you have to be on top of it and move your marketing in those trends.
As you're looking to market South Dakota, as you're looking to market the Black Hills, you're looking to market the reservations, what are the selling points that you guys hit?
South Dakota is it's beautiful. We have beautiful landscapes, we have beautiful attractions, we have beautiful people, and that's what we market.
How about you, Michelle? What are the selling points that you guys try to put out there?
Well, definitely what Ivan said, kind of the great faces, great places, which South Dakota has used for quite a few years. But we're very fortunate to have what a lot of visitors are looking for. We've got the national parks in our area. We've got great outdoor recreation. We've got family attractions. So we really have a product that appeals to a wide variety of people. And the nice thing is you're really able to target those people a lot easier than you were in years past because of the digital marketing. You can find those people and target specific niches instead of just placing an ad in a magazine maybe, and you can really go towards hiking, people that want to do hiking or kayaking or mountain biking in the area.
Julie, as you market Rapid City, what do you guys tell people to make them want to come here?
Well, of course, we sell the entire Black Hills and Badlands region. We know they're not going to come and just spend all their time in Rapid City. However, we'd love that. But we've really shifted focus this year in pulling out some of those amazing things that we have inside Rapid City. So everything from Dinosaur Park, which is a staple and has been a staple in Rapid City since the 30s, to our World Guinness Book of Records Reptile Gardens. And of course, we can't forget downtown Rapid City with the beautiful Main Street Square, the City of Presidents, and all of the culinary and cultural offerings that are downtown. So we've really shifted focus a little bit. We continue to push the national parks and monuments, like Michelle said, but we want them to spend time in Rapid City too and experience all the great things that we have to see and do.
All right, we have to take a quick break, and we'll continue our look at tourism here in the Black Hills and across South Dakota when we come back with this month's edition of Focus. I'm Jack Caudill. Welcome back to this month's edition of Focus. This month we're talking about tourism here in the Black Hills and across South Dakota. Michelle Thompson is the president and CEO of the Black Hills and Badlands Tourism Association. You guys do a lot of research. Where do the tourists come from that are coming here, and is that demographic changing over time?
It is to a point. I mean, we still get a lot of our visitors from Minnesota and Wisconsin and Illinois and Iowa and Nebraska. That's a huge primary market for us. Over time, it has changed some. Colorado is a really great market for us. But one thing we've been able to do with digital marketing is to target niches instead of necessarily geographic areas. So if we're targeting people who are interested in hiking, we don't necessarily have to do that specifically in Minnesota. So we are starting to draw more visitors from across the country and around the world, but our regional and especially right to the east are still our top markets.
How about international visitors? What is it that you find that draws them to this area specifically?
International visitors love this area. They consider this area the real America. They love the wide open spaces. They love the national parks. They love the Native American culture. And so we've really got a lot that appeals to international visitors.
Julie Jones-Witcher is the Vice President of Sales and Public Relations for Visit Rapid City. As you guys look, how much do international visitors play in the work that you guys do? How much do you market to them?
We have a lot of cooperative marketing opportunities available through the state of South Dakota, and so we do take advantage of those. We work with a couple of different organizations. Rocky Mountain International is who we work with in the European markets in Australia and New Zealand. And then, of course, Brand USA, which is the flagship destination marketing organization for the United States. So we try to get the South Dakota name out there and Rapid City out there as much as we can through those cooperative opportunities offered by the state of South Dakota. And I would estimate that visitation to our region between probably 10 to 12% international. And Europe is definitely the #1 visitor for our international market.
Well, Ivan Sorbel is the president of the Governor's Tourism Advisory Board and the executive director of the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce. Looking at the reservations, Pine Ridge Reservation and the other reservations around the state, what kind of role does tourism play there, and is that something that you guys are consciously looking to grow?
Tourism is a growing industry on the Pine Ridge Reservation, and is in many other reservations as well. But of the 9 that are in South Dakota, I would say that Pine Ridge is the most prominent in the industry. Our efforts have been very, very high to attract tourism, and we use a lot of the same tactics that these ladies spoke about, the cooperative tourism marketing and social media and such, and international to move that product forward.
What is it that you find that draws people to Pine Ridge in particular, and what do they want to see when they come there?
Basically just an experience. They want to, people, especially international, they want to have some, they have an intrigue in the culture and definitely of the history of the area. So they want to be a part of that, they want to learn about it, and they want to feel it. So if we can engage them in events and have them participate, then they come away with a good feeling about that experience.
How important is it for you guys to let them see the real culture that is down there and let them learn what life is about there?
I think it's very important, and I think cross-cultural sharing over multiple cultures is a good thing. More we know about our neighbor, the better we feel about them, and if we can have that cross-cultural experience, then it makes us a better human being.
Are there things that surprise them? Do they have some preconceived notions of what they're going to find when they get there that don't turn out to be the case?
I tell you what, we get calls every summer about do natives still live in teepees and such like that. So I think there's still a lot of education that needs to be done, not only regionally but globally about Native Americans and the progression of the Native American race.
Michelle, when you look at South Dakota in this region, Are there misconceptions that people have? Are there things that people don't know about this area that you would like them to know that they don't, that are surprised about when they get here?
You know, the internet and communications have made the world a very small place. So we do have the great amenities and things that people are looking for. We have Wi-Fi. We've got stores that they can go to in the middle of the night if they need to. We've got great restaurants that are open late at night. That's probably the biggest thing, is people not understanding that we really do have the amenities that they're looking for when they're traveling.
Julie, are there things that you would like people to know about this area that they don't know, they don't realize?
I think Michelle and Ivan both spoke greatly to that. The other thing is the weather. You know, there's still this large misperception about our weather. And while, you know, this spring could be touch and go, for the most part, our weather's no different than Denver or, you know, Minneapolis or, you know, any of the surrounding larger communities. And so Michelle also mentioned that those are some of our target markets. And so we do see a lot of traffic from those drive markets. But I think the weather is probably one that many people don't realize, that we don't live in the Arctic.
What efforts do you guys do to try to turn a 2-day trip to this area into a 5-day trip, into a 7-day trip out this way? How do you try to do that?
Suggesting all of the things to see and do, and you know, that is one of the largest, I guess, you can't call it a complaint, but the largest things we hear when people are here is that if we would have known there was so much to see and do, we would have planned another day. And so, you know, you can spend a day in each region of the Black Hills and Badlands, and then a day in Rapid City, and you still wouldn't cover everything. But a lot of our marketing suggests, you know, some of the off the beaten path things that you can do, and if they dig deeper into our social media content and our blog on our website, visit rapidcity.com, they'll find those things.
Michelle, how much of an effort do you guys do to push out, hey, what about this? You got this cave, you got go hiking here, go ski in there.
Yeah, it's exactly what Julie said too. People just don't realize how much there is to see and do here. So we try to provide as much user-friendly information as possible. We create itineraries for them so they can see what they can do day by day. We do a lot of blogging on great things to do in the area and provide information on our social media. And we do hear that visitors will save our blogs and save our posts because they want to do those things when they come out here for vacation. So it really does help a lot to share all of the wonderful things that there are to see and do in the Black Hills and Badlands area, to encourage those people to include different attractions and activities on their vacation.
Ivan, when you get visitors down to Pine Ridge, what do you guys do to keep them busy? What do you do to try to stretch that visit out a little bit longer?
We're always attempting to create something new. We feel that we're probably the niche in the area that a person can spend an extra half day or a day in our area in between their trip. If they're coming east or west, no matter which way they're driving through, there's an opportunity there for them to spend a little extra time in South Dakota. Badlands National Park sees about 1 million visitors, and a trip through Pine Ridge for a half a day to get through Hot Springs is a very short amount of time. So, you know, trying to fill that and then pushing them out to where they want to go. If they want to go to Hot Springs or Keystone or Rapid City, and finding those avenues and then assisting them with their trip as well.
Now you talk about visitors coming in from outside of here, but how much do you want the local people from here in Rapid City, the local people from the hills that may have lived here their whole lives and maybe never have been down to Pine Ridge
Absolutely,
before?
We hear it all the time. People have not been to Pine Ridge, yet they may have lived in Rapid City or Hermosa most of their lives, and it's a short trip and there's plenty to do, especially in the summertime. Creating those events, working with Black Hills Badlands on some tourism efforts and new events such as artist in residence program that we're implementing this summer. We've done rodeo events and other things. We have the Red Cloud Art Shows celebrating 50 years this year, so we're hoping to get a good turnout from that, and I think that's a great local art show that people maybe don't know about or just have missed. That would be a great opportunity for them to come down and visit.
All right, we got to take another break, and we'll continue our look at tourism here in the Black Hills and South Dakota when we come back with this month's edition of Focus. I'm Jack Caudill. Welcome back to this month's edition of Focus, talking about tourism here in the Black Hills and across South Dakota. Julie Jones-Witcher is the Vice President of Sales and Public Relations for Visit Rapid City. Julie, what are some of the challenges of marketing tourism here in this area?
Well, we do try to spend the majority of our marketing budget on the regional drive market, just because they've been our bread and butter for so many years. And so one of the things for us to grow that, grow the reach of our marketing, is air service. And so we do have a dedicated group of individuals, the Black Hills Air Service Task Force, that works, diligently to bring in new carriers and new flights. But we do still see a little bit of struggle as far as the load capacities in the summer in accommodating those. Great this year, Patrick Dame with the airport announced the addition of United Airlines Newark, New Jersey, seasonal flight. So that'll really reach that East Coast, which we've been missing out on. The East Coast is a pretty wealthy area, and they're willing to travel. And so that direct flight into Rapid City will be very beneficial for us.
Now, Michelle Thompson is the President and CEO of the Black Hills and Badlands Tourism Association. What kind of challenges do you see trying to get the word out?
I think one of the biggest challenges anymore is that we've got so much knowledge. We've got so much research and so much great access to great data on visitors that sometimes it can be challenging to determine which visitors we want to target and bring to the area, because you want to be so strategic and so smart with the money that you spend. Mm-hmm. It's a challenge, but it's certainly a great opportunity too that I think has made us a lot wiser in our marketing, and has been really great for us.
Ivan Sorbel is the Executive Director of the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce and the President of the Governor's Tourism Advisory Board. What kind of challenges do you see out there these days?
I think competition. Colorado, Wyoming, we have great competition between those two states, and directing people to visit South Dakota, convincing them that we're a better option is always a challenge. Or even carving out part of their time while they're visiting those other states becomes a challenge. So I think our focus is great on that, and I think we're doing a really good job on it. And it's an effort that we need to stay on top of, definitely.
So Michelle, how do you stand out? You guys are doing this, but so are 200 other areas trying to bring them there. How do you stand out from the crowd?
We really try to inspire people and show them the experience that they can have when they're here. We have so many incredible, unique opportunities here with Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse and the Badlands and some of the great rock climbing and all of the different things that we have in the Black Hills that I think we really can inspire people to choose the Black Hills and South Dakota as a destination, just really differentiate ourselves from every other destination around us.
All right, got about a minute to go. Julie, how do you try to make things stand out for this area?
Well, Rapid City is the hub of the Black Hills and Badlands region, and so we definitely try to position ourselves as such, and let people know that within an hour's drive of Rapid City, you can be at the world's only ongoing mountain carving at Crazy Horse Memorial. I mean, you can be at Custer State Park, which has one of the largest publicly owned buffalo herds in the world. So, those unique experiences, like Michelle said, are really what set us apart from other areas.
All right, we are out of time. Julie Jones-Witcher, Michelle Thompson, Ivan Sorbel, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm sure it'll be a very busy, hopefully exciting summer for everybody. That'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again the first Sunday night of next month. Good night.